This is Dr. Ron's Words of Wisdom, words on leadership, goal setting, productivity, and a whole lot more. I trust today that you will consider this like a vitamin or a supplement for your heart and mind. And wherever you receive podcasts from, would you please download and subscribe to Dr. Ron's Words of Wisdom? And if you'd leave a rating and a brief written review, and pass the word on to your friends and neighbors, it would be greatly appreciated. I want to talk today about the subject of luck. There are so many people that believe they are where they or are where they aren't, or not where they would like to be, is perhaps a better way to say it in the English language, is that all the result of luck, that there are this class of people for whatever reason that are just luckier than everyone else, and that the people using these kinds of terms have usually gotten all of the bad breaks in life, and therefore you cannot hold them accountable for the results where they are because someone got all the breaks, someone had all of the luck, and they had none. I want to look at this. Is there such a thing as luck? And is there blind luck? And are some people just randomly more lucky than others? And what does this have to say about us who are leading in organizations, institutions, leading ourselves, our families, our neighborhoods, the not-for-profit, the church, wherever we are a part of? You know, there is a quote that's attributed to a lot of people, but it was actually Seneca the Younger who said that luck is when preparation meets opportunity. The result is luck, or literally, luck is birthed when preparation meets opportunity. Now, some of that in that equation is a little bit out of your control, but much of that equation is in your control. Let's talk about what can I do to be luckier. Now, you have to understand, I'm not really a firm believer in just random blind luck. As you know, I believe in God and believe that there's a purpose for everyone's life and a reason that we're all here. But let's just use luck as the word that some use, that some people just appear luckier than others. And why is that true, or why is that perceptions there? First thing that I want to talk to you about creating your own luck is opportunities. Every one of us has opportunities. We have two kinds of opportunities that present themselves. There are the planned opportunities. Well, let's just look over your life. You had the opportunity of being born in the family you were born in. And regardless of whether it was a functional or dysfunctional home, and frankly, any home with two or more people is probably dysfunctional, so that even if you're single, you have a 50-50 chance of living in a dysfunctional home. I'm trying to push past all of that stuff right now to just say there are all kinds of opportunities. Wherever you went to school, the people you began associating with, even your first job was an opportunity. Every position, everything you've done is an opportunity. An opportunity for many of us presented ourselves. We began dating and felt drawn to someone, felt that it was a divine appointment. And some of us had the opportunity to get married, the opportunity to have children, the opportunity to come and go as we please, the opportunity to grow, to learn. Once in a while, when you're feeling blue and you're feeling somewhat unlucky, it might be good for you just to sit down and write out all of the blessings and opportunities that you've had. Now, the first category of opportunities that I have described are those that were planned. We were in a family, we went to school, we met people, we got married, we had children, we went to work. Those were, I'm not saying they were planned from the time you were a child, but you intentionally, may be the better word, sought them out, or you were sought out. But there's a whole nother category of opportunities, and that is the unplanned ones. That what seemed like a random conversation, a random meeting, a random sort of event in our life, oftentimes is an opportunity and we don't recognize it. Perhaps one of the best things that could come from this podcast today is for you to see that every moment of every day is an opportunity. For instance, when I leave this vlog and podcast, I'm going to a children's Bible quiz meet, not only because of the responsibility I hold, but I was a children and a youth Bible quizzer. And so I love it. And so as I go, I could just say, well, this is something I need to check off for my job and who I am. But I'm looking for opportunities to be a blessing to someone else. Not just an opportunity of what is someone going to do for me. Opportunities are more, who can I give encouragement to? Who can I give the gift of my time, even in a short increment? I contacted a podcaster that I was listening to. I'm going to interview him one of the days on these podcasts, never thinking that anything would come out of it. And what seemed like random and unplanned and just sort of a moment has blossomed into a relationship. He's directly responsible for encouraging me to podcast. We have become coffee buddies. We have become friends, though we live in a different city. That was an opportunity that presented itself when I randomly reached out and contacted him. Some of you are waiting for your ship to come in, and I'm telling you, it's already down at the dock. You have to go and get into it. People are not going to hit you over the head with opportunities. God is not going to ring a bell every time an opportunity is presented to you. Opportunities are everywhere. And that's when your preparation meets the opportunity. That's when luck is created, so said Seneca. So one of the first ways to make yourself, if you want to use the word more lucky, is to seize the opportunities. Maybe they're not glamorous, maybe they're not big, but if you're faithful in the little things, you'll have bigger things to be faithful with. So the first thing is, there'll be planned and unplanned opportunities that present themselves to you. Often seize them. The second thing that I would say is those people who you describe as being more lucky than you, I'm going to imagine are good listeners. When they're in events and they have these planned and unplanned opportunities, they have developed the skill of listening. Now, if you're a spiritual person, you can listen to the voice of God, but listen to what others are saying. Listen to information that others are giving to you. I want to talk to you about something that is rarely ever talked about, but I think it's a huge factor in those people's lives that you might use the word they were luckier than you were, is develop a sense of intuition. Now, I know this comes easier for some, and I know you cannot rely on it 100% because sometimes it's hunches or wishful thinking. But when you're in a conversation, you sort of know intuitively, do you want to move ahead in this relationship? You know when you're involved in a business deal or something else, if you have this sense that there's something just not right, many of us in our culture base everything on what we can see and what we know and learn, but a feeling is a part of it as well. If something feels wrong, then back away. Many people get themselves in major messes in life simply because they push past all of the warning signs because they want to make it fit. And the most miserable people I know are people who have taken bad circumstances and tried to shoehorn it into their life, saying, I'm going to do this regardless. If you're having negative or bad feelings about something, I think it's a good sign to back off. Another thing that I think is at play in those who create their own luck is the area of expectations. What kind of now, I'm not talking about the expectations only that your parents had for you. I had a grandmother who had high expectations for me, and I will forever be grateful. But when I went to college, no one in our family had done that. I was culturally deprived. I mean, the whole world opened to me at college. And if you would have known me at college, I just was with somebody who is a lifelong friend who I knew from college. And he was sort of an athlete. And he said, and I would agree, that I was a nerd. I carried a briefcase. I was just sort of culturally out of it. I just knew that college was my ticket and I had to learn. But if you would have been in any of those classes, no one expected me to amount to much of anything. I mean, that's just the way it was. I didn't have the advantages that some others had. But I'm going to let you in on a secret that I don't know that I've ever shared with anyone at any time. I knew in my heart that I was going to make a difference. I just expected that, especially since God had called me to go into pastoral ministry in those days, I just expected that it was going to work out, that God was going to lead me, and that I was made up my mind I was going to be the best that I could be. So even though no one around me thought that I would be successful or that I would make it, I thought I would be. Now, is that egotistical? Is that braggadocious? I'm not hoping that that's not how you take it. But if your expectations do have something to do with where you are in life, I meet people, they're just plugged into a negative charge. Well, I knew it wouldn't work. I knew that somebody smarter, prettier. I knew that somebody better connected. I mean, I've had people say if you're going to make it, you have to have the right education from the right school, and your parents had to be well connected, and you had to be this, that, and the other. And even when I graduated with an earned master's degree, there were not many great opportunities presented to me, but I took the one that was available and I did my best and sought to grow and to learn. And if you go through life blaming everyone else for everything that goes wrong in your life, you are going to be the most miserable woman or man in the world. Quit blaming everyone else and start taking responsibility for your own life and where you are, and raise your expectations. You may not know how to do something now, but you're smart and you can learn. And if God is for you, who can be against you? Raise and elevate the level of your expectation. And the last thing that I'm going to talk about, as I hear people complain about, well, they're just luckier than I am, which I don't believe. I hope you understand. I would agree with Seneca that luck is when preparation meets opportunity, good things happen. But the people who you're describing, they're luckier than you are, they've had all the breaks, they've had all the advantages. Let me tell you one thing I know for sure that they do that most people don't do. They take the good from the bad. They don't see it as a handicap. They cry, they shed tears, they wish they came from a better situation and circumstance, but they take the good from it. Many of you know I have never, from my day I was born till now, ever met my father. And there was a time in my life that I allowed that to be a crippling handicap. I'm not lucky. I lost the parent lottery, blah, blah, blah. I'm not responsible for what happened, how I got here, but I am responsible for myself once I got here. And so I am trying in my older age to take the good from that bad. And what does that mean? I didn't maybe have the launching pad that some others had, but I didn't have the negativity that some others have. And it's made me just say, let's be sensitive to others who don't have everything in their lives that went the way they did. All throughout the world, from the Bible to history books, you find people who didn't have the breaks, who didn't have the advantages, but they learned to take the good from the bad. As a matter of fact, I would challenge you to read biographies of great leaders, and you will come to this realization. Oftentimes, some of the people who've been most greatly used and have made the greatest impact had to overcome trauma and disappointments and unbelievable at times bad turn of events. Quit blaming your parents. Quit blaming your circumstances. It is the way it happened. How you discovered the world is how you discovered the world. Who your family is something you can't change. It's not a problem. It's a fact of life. If it's a fact of life and not a problem, you just have to accept it and move on. But ask yourself, what are the seeds of growth? What are the things that I can take out of this that will make me a better leader, a better person? Be open for the lessons. Life is sort of backwards. Most of life, you study lessons, then you take the test. Life gives you the test, and then you learn the lesson from it. And the lesson is, no matter what's happened to you, my friend, and I'm not depreciating your pain or loss, but it is a wonderful learning opportunity. You have been listening to Dr. Ron's Words of Wisdom, words on leadership, goal setting, productivity, and a whole lot more. I hope today, my friend, it's been like a vitamin or a supplement for your mind and heart. And however and wherever you receive podcasts, would you please subscribe to Dr. Ron's Words of Wisdom and pass the word on to your friends and neighbors? And if you could stop by even now today and leave a rating and a brief written review, it will help others. This podcast has been featured a couple of times on New and Noteworthy on iTunes. Thank you for subscribing and rating and listening, and let's keep it going. This is Dr. Ron saying there is no such thing as luck. You can make your luck. It's when preparation meets opportunity, incredible things happen. Look for those opportunities. Listen everywhere you are. Listen to your intuition. Have some expectations that you can make a difference and take the good out of the bad. This is Dr. Ron saying, leader, you are doing better than you think you are. And until next time, this is Dr. Ron saying, have a great and blessed day.